This is LBC News.
7:42 right now. Let's get more on the Prime Minister's speech to the Conservative Party conference today. Labour has criticised that address, saying that the Prime Minister doesn't care enough about working families. Labour says that he failed to tackle issues such as the cost of energy and food today. The speech, of course, also coming on the day that the uplift in universal credit, that £20 a week uplift, is scrapped. The Prime Minister said he has the guts to shape society. He criticised previous governments for decades of drift and dither, and he told the Conservative conference that promoting opportunity is their mission.
And that is the direction in which this country is going now, towards a high-wage, high-skill, high productivity, and yes, thereby a low-tax economy. That is what the people of this country need and deserve.
Boris Johnson speaking in Manchester today. Let's speak to Joseph Silke, who is from Bright Blue, an independent think tank advocating for liberal conservative ideas. Thank you for joining us here on LBC News tonight. What was your reaction to the speech from Boris Johnson today?
I have to say it was rather disappointing because the issue is that we're well into the term of this Parliament and we need to start seeing delivery, especially now that the government is keen to signpost that we're past the worst of the pandemic. But this speech was very low on policy, unfortunately.
Is that not a case of the fact that there is not very much money, hardly any money, to be spent on anything new, though?
I think that's part of it. So there were two tensions that I picked up on. I think the first was costs. The government has these big plans on levelling up, on net zero and more, and they aren't going to be cheap. And you could really feel the tension in the air between those more traditionally fiscal conservatives and those who are more comfortable with big spending like Boris Johnson wants to see. And the second tension I saw was what you just mentioned. That's conference did feel like a bit of a bubble, particularly when social media went down on Monday, I have to say. But there's this cost of living and energy crisis brewing. I think there is a risk that the party looks a bit disconnected from the challenges that the country is facing at the moment.
Boris Johnson is, an entertainer, isn't he? Many people would say. It was certainly an entertaining speech, but given what you were saying there, I mean, is this likely to actually mean anything in the long run?
Well, Boris Johnson has always been the front man. I did enjoy some of the gags. I liked the one about the chorus of anti-Orcus caucus or whatever he said. I thought that was quite fun. But the public will grow tired of that eventually. And there's a danger that the things that people like about Boris Johnson, that he is fun and makes you feel good, if he doesn't actually deliver, the public will sour on it quite quickly. He's lucky in that he does have a very good team, particularly in the new Levelling Up department. He's got Michael Gove, Neil O'Brien, even Danny Kruger as PPS. And these are very serious people who care about policy. But if they don't start to figure out how they're going to deliver on these massive agendas, then the voters, I think, will punish the Conservatives.
OK, Joseph Silke from Bright Blue, the independent think tank advocating for liberal conservative ideas. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.